Well, alright, people, so I'm here with your 2021 Royal Rumble predictions video. I did a rant video. If you want to check that out, go look at it. But I'm going to try to keep this more predictions based, although it's very hard to resist the temptation of ranting on this product because there's just so much content to rant on. But, anyways, let's get to it. A new feature here, people. I've done a lot of predictions videos in the past, but I have never featured the odds. So I'm going to do that this time just to mix things up a little bit, unlike what WWE does with their content. So we have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Azuka and Charlotte Flair for the Divas Tag Team titles. I'm gonna go with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler is my prediction. They're minus 200. Unfortunately, you got your tag team champions being Azuka and Flair. You wouldn't even know they were tag champs if they didn't have the physical belts with them because they never even feature them on Raw together. How dumb is that? So since they don't even feature them in a storyline on Raw, since they're doing their own thing, I think they're just going to give the titles to a different team and give them to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler. So I will go with them. Not looking forward to this match. About 99.8% of Divas tag matches are shit. So I'm not looking forward to this. I didn't even know this match was occurring. I wouldn't have known it unless I wouldn't have known it was happening if I didn't look at the actual card. But I guess it is happening. I guess it's a throwaway match, and it's probably a match I will fall asleep during. Then we have McIntyre minus 300 against Goldberg, who is plus 200. They can't be dumb enough to give the belt to Goldberg again and bury somebody who I'm not a big fan of, but nonetheless is at least not somebody who's 50 plus years old with the belt. They can't be dumb enough to put Goldberg over Drew McIntyre, can they? Of course they can, but I don't think they will. But with that being said, you can never discount the stupidity of this company. There is not one thing that is too stupid for this company to do. So I would not be surprised to see Goldberg win the belt here. But I do think they're going to keep it on McIntyre. So I will go with McIntyre. I think it's going to be a shit match. I think you're going to get a couple claymores, a spear, a couple jackhammers, a couple more claymores, and a pin. It's going to be a shitty 3 to 4 minute. I'll be surprised if it goes 5 minutes. I put the over under at this match at about 4 minutes. I'll be very surprised if it goes 5 minutes. But I do think McIntyre will win, but I will not be surprised if WWE is stupid enough to give the belt to a washed up grandpa from the Attitude Era in Goldberg. Then we have Reigns, who's minus 1500 versus Kevin Owens, who's plus 600. I think Roman Reigns is going to win here. I mean, there's very little chance that Kevin Owens wins the belt. Let me go back to that other match, the McIntyre match. You also have the prospect of Miz cashing in. I don't think he's going to cash in. Is it possible? Yes. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening. I think he's going to do it later on, whether that's at WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. I don't know. I just don't have the feeling that Miz is going to cash in. And it doesn't feel like he's ready to cash in either. Like, he seems like a loser. He seems like a joke. He seems like a comedic act. He doesn't even seem like a top star, which is what I've been saying. Like, this is probably going to be your next world champion. And you're making him seem like a mid carder at best, a comedic mid carder at best. So, yeah, I think Roman Reigns is going to win this match. The only good thing is it's a last man standing match, so that might add some entertainment value to the match. But this match was stupid. It had a stupid build with that Adam Pearce bullshit. I think they've already done this match in the past, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe it'll be a good match with the last man standing, but uh, not looking that forward to it. Then we have our men's Royal Rumble match. I was surprised that Daniel Bryan was a 1-to-1 odds to win the match. Edge was also near the top in favorites. Who else was near? That motherfucker's Keith Lee was near the top. Um, but I got to go with Bryan, I guess. I haven't watched this show that much. I've only watched it Raw for the last few weeks, so I'm not too up to date on superstars. But I guess I will go with Daniel Bryan to win. We got Edge coming back, which is an added factor, an added amount of excitement. I guess it would have been better if they would have kept it a surprise because isn't that the point of the Royal Rumble to have surprise returns, not pre-announced returns? But they're probably desperate to get people to buy the pay per view. I was surprised to seeing the odds. You had people like The Rock at 10 to 1. How is The Rock a 10 to 1 odds to win the Rumble? Like that's not bad odds. Like there's a lot of things that are worse than that. Like I saw The Rock was up there, Steve Austin was up there, CM Punk was up there, even Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon were up there. Like how are these people on the odds board? Is that how little faith that bettors have that WWE would give the title to actually somebody who's on the current roster? I mean, you can never discount the stupidity of this company to give opportunities to people that are 20 years past their prime. But I mean, really? I mean, do you really think that they're going to get. Brock Lesnar was up there. But I do see Daniel Bryan. I got to go with Daniel Bryan winning the Rumble. He's been one of my favorite wrestlers over these last few years, uh, more like 5 to 10 years. Um, so I hope he wins. That would be a cool moment. I don't know if he's won a Rumble before, but um, I mean the Rumble's always a good, it's a good match. Like it has a potential to be good with returns and shit, and you could do little mini storylines, I guess. But at the same time, it really drags on, and you have just 30 people in there punching each other, and it gets really boring after a while. Then we have the women's rumble match, the divas, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I still like to refer to them as the divas. Somebody asked, "Oh, Ruthless Ranter, why do you call them the divas?" Because I like to, because I want to, because I can, because it's a free fucking country. So we had the Divas Royal Rumble. Got a couple predictions here. I think Becky Lynch will return, and I think Sasha Banks will return. And I also think Becky Lynch will win it. I think Becky Lynch was like a 9 to 1 odds to win the Rumble. She was like fourth or fifth, but I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch. I think the number one, uh, the person most likely to win it at 3 to 2 was Bianca Belair, but I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch just to go out a little bit out there. Could be wrong, but I do think Becky Lynch will return and win the Rumble, which I'm not happy about. I would not be happy about people. I have not been shy in saying that Becky Lynch is one of my least favorite people on this show. I hate her gimmick. I hate when she calls herself a man. It's dumb, it's retarded, and last time I checked, she's got two tits. Last time I checked, she just popped out a baby. So she's not a man. She's a woman. So stop calling yourself a man. And for those thousands of people, all those Becky Lynch fans that are obsessed with her, why? Like why is that so good of a gimmick to call yourself a man? It's stupid, it's dumb, and people should call it out. But probably the more prominent people like the stupid writers on Bleacher Report and PW Torch and all these wrestling websites are probably too scared to be called misogynist or women haters or feminist haters. Well, I'm not, people. I speak the truth. Um, this match is going to be even worse than the men's match. It's going to be 30 people punching each other for an hour or an hour and a half, except it's going to be worse because it's divas. Oh, Ruthless Ranter, that's sexist. No, it's not sexist. Women have less physical ability than men, so usually the shit they do is worse than men when it comes to sports. Sorry, people, that's just a fact of the matter. That's just basic physiology. That's just basic facts about testosterone. I'm sorry, women, to offend you with facts, but it's just a fact. Um, so yeah, I mean they should not have a 30 diva rumble match. I mean maybe have a 15, 20 person match, but not 30. 30 is excessive. 30 is stupid, and it's just too much. It's gonna drag on. It's just gonna be 30 people punching each other for an hour and a half, and it's gonna be something that's probably gonna put me to sleep, much like most of this card. And one more observation here: you have no tag title matches, no IC title match, no US title match, and no match for the Divas title. uh, like if you want people to take these secondary belts seriously, like they've always had problems with making the U.S. title and the IC title seem even more prestigious than the shit my dog took this just a couple hours ago. Like that's the level that these titles are on now. They have trouble making the titles more worthy than that shit my dog took. Like they're really in the gutter when it comes to making these titles prestigious. And I get that you got a Rumble match that takes up most of the time, or not most, but like a lot of the time on the pay per view. But you could take out that women's Rumble and put a couple title matches, put a few title matches. You don't gotta have a 30 women Rumble, all right? 30 woman Royal Rumble. you, I mean, you could put it on the fucking pre-show. Have 10 of them or 15 of them on the pre-show. That just to say that you did it. Um, but like you could have a couple like IC title or a US title match. Not that this match right here is gonna like re-elevate the belts to the prestige it was once at, but it's like you got to start somewhere, and you got to start somewhere with like actually giving these belts some sort of recognition, some attention. And it's like they've been having feuds on Raw, which at least they've been paying attention to the belt. At least they're trying, even though they're not really succeeding in making me entertained. At least they're doing something with like Bobby Lashley and that dork Matt Riddle, that Zack Ryder wannabe Matt Riddle. At least they're doing something. Um, but it's like, okay, well, why not then come to the climax of having like Bobby Lashley versus Riddle for the U.S. title at the Rumble? It doesn't got to be like a 40 minutes spectacle match, but like have a decent match. Have a 15 20 minute match. Same thing with all these other titles. Like do a little, feud on Raw and SmackDown. Then come, just have a match at the Rumble. Like that's what the fucking pay per view is for. Not for 30 women Royal Rumble matches. Like that's just too excessive, and it's taking up too much time, and it's deprivating people of opportunities that should have it. Um, so there you go, people. There's my Royal Rumble review, Royal Rumble predictions video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your predictions? Do you think who do you think is going to win the Rumbles? Who do you think is going to win the title matches? Who do you think is going to return? Do you think my predictions are correct? So let me know. I always enjoy seeing the comments and enjoy talking to other people on here that hate WWE just as much as me. Although I don't know if that's possible because I have a very deep hatred for this company. But let me know what you think, and we could talk about how much we both hate this company and the deep hatred we have for it because, ladies and gentlemen, this company sucks dick. So there you go, people.